distinct memory that I have. It wasn't the first instance of what I'm going to be talking about, but like when I think I was in 4th grade and I was hanging out with my friends on my block, my childhood block, and we were, running around, and we saw like a little like fetus bird on the sidewalk outside of my neighbor a few doors down from me, and like obviously we're like, we have to do something, and it's springing into action. I'm like, I have to take it. I have to like figure out where its mom is. I have to do something about it. And so I run back, and I'm like, and we're causing like a little bit of a commotion, and there's a few other people outdoors, and everyone's like looking over at like the bird on the sidewalk. It's like squealing a little bit. It's like eyes are open, but it's like kind of just moving back and forth. It can't like move it all on its own yet. And then it was outside of the house of this Orthodox Jewish family, and they had a lot of children, as a lot of Orthodox Jewish people do. And they come out and they're like, we want to get involved, like they're a little bit younger than me, whatever, and they run back into their house, they get like a shoebox or something, and we're putting the bird in the shoebox with like paper and stuff, and they're bringing out like challah bread, and they're like feeding it pieces of bread, and I don't know, I felt all of a sudden very hostile towards them, even though we were like collectively trying to save like a small animal. I just felt like, this is mine, like I don't want to deal with you guys, I'm gonna take it. So they were feeding it, I wasn't really feeding it anything of my own, but they were feeding it challah bread, and then they go back inside their house to get more, and I take the box with the bird in it, and I run into my backyard. I take it and I run. It was in their backyard at first, and I take it and I run into my backyard with my friend, and I'm like, they can't have it, we're gonna hide it here. And I close like the gate to my backyard, and they show up with more bread, and I'm just like, go away, or something like that, or I just don't act like I don't see them, and I'm like, and until they just eventually go home, and I don't know what they did or how they felt about it, but I just was like, this is my bird, I don't want them to feed it challah bread anymore. And I go inside my house, and I tell my mom the whole thing, and I show her the bird, and I go outside and feed it little pieces of worms and stuff, and she thinks it's hilarious that I stole it from them, basically took it from their backyard and brought it into mine. She thinks it's very funny. And I don't know, something about that, as I think back on it now, must have been fueled by some weird sort of disdain for those kids, for no reason really. I don't know. But I don't know, like why did I hate them so much? I never played with them, even though they were around the same age as me. But then I think of an earlier memory that I have of when I was in Marine Park, and I come back from Sunday school or something. That must have been why I was thinking things like this. And I saw Jewish kids in the park, and I must have been younger because I wouldn't say something like this when I was any older. But I like started yelling at them, saying that they like killed Jesus or something. I don't know what. They were just playing, being little kids too. And I was like, you killed oh, I remember. It was Good Friday. Is that what it's called? Yeah. I was thinking it was Black Friday. But it was Good Friday. And I was like, today's the day, like, you guys killed Jesus. Like, I don't know why you did that. Like, fuck you, cursing at them and stuff like that. So I think that was an instance of just, like, really weird. And I don't think they said anything in Sunday school about like Jewish people today, but they must have said something like the Jews killed Jesus, right? For me to think that and then associate it with the Jews I saw on the street. So that was the earliest memory of like kind of religious anti-Semitism, anti-Jewish sentiment in my head. But they were always just like, I think it was very important to me to like make the distinction for myself, like, those are the Jews. I know who they are, I know what they look like, I'm familiar with them, I grew up around them, but they're not me. They're the Jews, they killed Jesus, I know who they are, I know very well about them, I think that was fueled by, like, my family. Like, when you're little, a lot of little kids say things like, where are you from? What are you? What are you? Because I live in a very diverse area, so that's like a question that you ask, especially in elementary school, when you're figuring out your identities for the first time. And I never knew what to say. It would come up, I knew I didn't want to say Jewish, because that wasn't a country. It wasn't a place that I could say I was from and associate it with music and food. In my opinion, I didn't know, or I didn't think they had a culture. I didn't think it was a culture. I thought it was just a religion and, like, that other people, my other family. So I would come up with things to say. I'd say I was half Russian, half Lithuanian, half something or other, German maybe, but mostly like Russian because it seems like exotic or something. And I went home and asked my mom what I should say, and she always told me, just say you're Italian. Just say you're full Italian. And she'd laugh because it was always a joke. It was never serious, which made me, like, when you're little, I think you can identify bigotry to an extent. You, like, know what it means when someone's mean, but when someone's laughing, it doesn't seem like they're being mean. So if it was always a joke, then it wasn't bigotry, it wasn't anti-Semitism, it was just a big joke. So she'd say, you say you're half Italian and you're proud, right? And my dad would be there, but he wouldn't say anything. He would just he would laugh a little bit too, but then also be, I guess, a little uncomfortable. I'm not sure how he felt, it's hard to tell. But it's all knotted. And so I would say I was full Italian eventually, and just forget the other half. And that seemed very comfortable to me, to just forget about the other half, because I wasn't the other half. I went to Sunday school, I ate pasta, I ate lasagna, so I wasn't Jewish, I was Italian. So I think that might be where otherness came from, but, like, the distinction from me and Jewish people. And I had Jewish friends. I remember I had a Jewish friend. I don't even remember her name, but her family had a lot of money. And they lived in Ditmas Park in one of those old houses. And I used to go there all the time. They used to take me out to dinner to Red Lobster, and I used to go home and tell my family about it, and it was a big deal. They'd make a big deal about how much money they had and how it was weird that they had so much money or something. And then they were trying to be friends with my family, but my mom was really like, no, I don't want to be friends. Like, eventually I stopped being friends with the girl because my mom was, like, ignoring her family's calls. Like, her parents were very nice, but she kept, like, ignoring their calls and stuff. Oh, and not to mention, I just remembered that when I was little and I was, like, a bully, one person that I bullied was Natalie Cohen, who was very Jewish, or her family was very Jewish. I remember going to her house sometimes when we were friends, and they'd do, like, a Jewish prayer, Hebrew prayer over, like, dinner. And something about her I don't even know what I saw in her that made me hate her at a certain point and just want to mock her and make her feel terrible about herself. I still don't know. But it might have to do with her Jewishness. I wouldn't be surprised. Something about her made me want to differentiate myself from her. like, we went to the Scholastic Book Fair, we both got leg warmers and like striped black and white leg warmers, and she got, when I saw she got the same ones as me, I said, you can't wear those, throw those out, those won't look good on you, they look good on me, don't wear them. And she started crying and stuff like that, and I thought I was so smart and cute and funny, and I don't know, I think there's just a big impulse in me to separate myself from her, separate myself from Jews in general, like, throughout all these experiences, just making sure that I solidified my place as the non-Jew. And what that meant to me was changing my attitudes and opinions about the Jews I saw on the street every day, my own family even, who aren't very religiously Jewish, but they do the holidays, they do all that. But I was just, like, saw them differently than my Italian family. Something about them was just so embarrassing. Like, their behavior, how they looked. And I think growing up, all the features that I inherited from that side of the family I always hated. Like, my nose, I used to pinch my nose up as hard as I could so that it would, like, get pink, so it would look less hooked, I think, or whatever you call the nose shape. And so it would look upturned or something. And my eyes are very much from my dad's side, which were always a point of mystery for me, like why my eyes look like that. And I wanted really big, round eyes. And I have hooded eyes instead. So all of those, like, features, so, like, I think not just externally, but internally, I was trying to, like, other the parts of myself that were Jewish ethnically, and just trying to, like, separate my body parts into what is good and what is bad, what is Jew and what is non-Jew. And it's like a constant process trying to undo those notions. Even like there's smaller, like, aggressions, like being on the street with my family, like why did my mom, like, say really nasty things when we were, like, when a Jew was crossing the street, like, look, a Jew working, what a sight to see, like, that's so rare, or something like that, some stupid comment like that, like, and those never made me uncomfortable growing up. I would kind of go along with them, be like, yeah, like, why? This Jew lady, this Jew that, this Jew this. And I was never really proud of being Catholic, never proud of being religious at all, but you just adopt, when you go to Sunday school for, I don't know, like 8 years, I don't even know how long it is, I don't know, you adopt some of it, you pick up on something, you pick up, and it, like, internalize something, if it just be, like, the otherness that they teach you. like sometimes I bring it up in class when I took a Jewish studies class and like say the type of things I grew up with, but I always felt like it was important to make a disclaimer, like I don't mean to throw my mom under the bus, I don't mean to like talk shit about my mom, because I don't know. She went to Catholic school for way longer, like 12 something years. She never talked well about Catholic school either. She always said she was a rebel. She was a bad girl in Catholic school or something. But and she's married to a Jewish man. But I don't know. I think she thinks it's funny to see him uncomfortable about it sometimes. I don't know, I'd be curious, like, why does she, like, where did that come from? Where do these things come from, and why is it getting passed down to me, who is Jewish? Like, how did this happen?